Hi everyone, today we're going to be exploring the notion of our individual digital citizenship. So what is a definition? Well, it's a term that describes how a person should act while using digital technology and has also been defined as the ability to participate in society online. And it's often mentioned in relation to internet safety and netiquette, which really I imagine means our etiquette and our way of acting when we're on the net. And children, and those of you listening, are most likely digital natives because you don't know the world without your computer, your digital technology and the internet, whereas I vividly remember my life as a child without a home phone. So there are different pressures at play for you guys in terms of the footprint you're creating as your digital citizenship. And I think we are only now realizing with maturity the legacy that we all are creating from our online activities. So and our technology is embedded in our home life, and it's crossing over the boundaries between work, personal and school, and it's also very much embedded in our social life. I know my children are on Instagram, not yet on Facebook, but I know I am, and Twitter, and it's a big gateway for social life. It's obviously becoming more and more embedded in our school life. But it is of concern for educators as well as government and society at large, because we all learn through experience and our own personal etiquette and ways of working with and using and conducting ourselves online. And we are doing this from a very young age. It's getting younger. And we all spend a significant amount of time online. And it's really, as educators, we need to be explicitly teaching. That is, showing our students how to conduct themselves, how to use digital technology, and not just assuming that, for example, that they know how to keep themselves safe online, for example, how to conduct themselves in their etiquette online. And really and we all learn through role models, and our home will be taught how to use the internet and how to conduct ourselves socially. We learn this from our peers as well as educators in the school setting, because school is now ICT rich, and it's all about getting outside of the four walls of our classroom to reach an authentic audience. So it's very important. But look, we all have a fear of cyber safety and sexting. So these are two paramount fears in all the minds of educators and parents of children, because we don't want to let in strangers into our life. And to create a legacy online from sexting, that is something that's going to be held over your head and you're going to be ashamed of one day. And so it's our social responsibility as a society to teach safe practice, to role model good behaviour, because you do have an online life, and how do you engage positively and make the right choices so you create a digital footprint you're happy for your grandparents to see as well as for your grandchildren. And this is from Woodard. And in the offline world, you often see the consequences of your actions immediately, but online you may not see them for many years down the track. And it's all about empowering our young people to be digital citizen leaders and to educate their peers as well as adults. You're in the hot seat, guys. Children are, as well as educators, and so we really need to be looking at how we can stay safe online in cyberspace. And that was from the Australian Educator, the autumn edition. So let's have a look at the Australian Bureau of Statistics. Well, 86% of homes have internet access. This was in June 2011. 96% of children aged 12 to 14 use the internet, and they used it. Boys used it for gaming, YouTubing, and communicating with others, as visiting news, sport, and weather sites. And 82%, sorry, that's a typo, were using it for educational purposes. Whereas girls use the internet for social activities and more social networking. There you go. That's the female social networking going on there. And 80% 7% of girls used it for educational purposes as well. And how long do we spend on time? Well, the time that we spend online increases with age. 12 to 14-year-olds, 33% of them were online for 10 or more hours per week. And whereas in comparison, 5 to 8-year-olds were only 5% of 5 to 8-year-olds were online for 10 or more hours. So this was in 2011, and I would personally make a safe bet that those numbers would be much greater now. And that was from the Australian Bureau of Statistics report 4102. So I personally believe that we should be embedding digital citizenship in the curriculum just as we do literacy and numeracy. And originally, we educators were providing advice on, but the new reality is that it should be an embedded program. And I know at my schools that my children go to that I've attended parent information evenings on cyber safety, for example. And so the schools are often a gateway to educate parents about this as well. So how would we embed digital citizenship in the curriculum as educators? Well, I found a great article that talked about 9 themes of digital citizenship. So let's have a quick look at those. First one is digital access, and that means that teach children about full electronic participation in society. Then teach about digital commerce, which means electronic buying and selling of goods. Then look at digital communication, which means how do we exchange information online. Then look at digital literacy as the 4th theme, and that is about the process of teaching and learning about technology and how to use technology. And then there's the theme of digital etiquette, and that is the electronic standards of conduct and or procedure. Then digital law, which is about the electronic responsibility for actions and deeds. And then we have the theme of digital rights and responsibilities, which is about those freedoms that extend to everyone who's online. And then the theme of digital wellness and health. You know, what is safe physical and psychological well-being in a digital technology world? And I know that something that's raising its head now is digital addiction to gaming, particularly in young males, which is of concern. And then finally, digital security and self-protection, which is about electronic precautions to guarantee your safety. And that was from this fantastic download that I found, which is called Digital Citizenship. So as you can see, just very briefly, digital citizenship and digital safety for our students is not just about cyber safety. There's a lot more elements there. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief exploration of digital citizenship. And if you have any thoughts or comments, please enter them below. Bye for now. Jo Harris.